guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to be going over with you my favorite foundations of all time. So these aren't in any particular order because each of these I kind of like for a different reason. I'm going to be ranging everywhere from light coverage to heavy coverage. Now these may not be my correct shade because I do self-tan, and so some of them are going to be really pale on me and some of them are going to be a little bit darker. I did put one on today. I think it's a little bit light, but it might be my concealer. But stay tuned till the end to hear what my favorite foundation of all time is. So to start, I'm going to be talking about the Dior Air Flash Foundation. Now this foundation comes in an aerosol container, and it retails for about $60, and you get, how much do you get in here? 2.3 ounces. So it's a little bit up there, but for the way that I use it, I go through this very slowly. So you give it a good shake, and it has a little thing in there. And it comes out like an aerosol spray. I'll put some in the back of my hand so you can see. So it's very lightweight, and I'll show you how it blends out. So as you can still see, you can see through to my natural skin, but it gives a very lightweight, almost a dewy look. Now I wouldn't consider that to be a long wearing foundation at all. It's a great foundation if you were just looking to put something on your face really quickly, just spray it all over, and you just go in with a blending brush of your choice. I like to use mine with a stippling brush, and I'll spray the brush and kind of go in there that way. Because I do ordinarily have combination skin during the majority of the year, this can get a little bit shiny on me, but it still looks healthy, and it doesn't really break up on me either. It just kind of will give an overall shine, but if I go in with some blotting paper or even just like a tissue, nothing really breaks up, and that's why I like it. However, the shade range in this is very limited. I think there's only like 5 shades. I am in the shade 201. I think that's only the second deepest shade, and it matches me. This actually isn't what I'm wearing, so I don't know why I looked in. It matches me really well, but it is light enough coverage, so I feel like if you were kind of in between shades, it wouldn't be the biggest deal. However, it doesn't suit any deep skin tones. And so that is the Dior Air Flash Foundation. The next foundation I have is also another high-end foundation, and I love this one for pretty much the same reasons as the Dior Air Flash. It's very lightweight, very breathable, but this one has a little bit more of a matte finish to it. And so what I'm talking about is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere Velvet Foundation. Let me see if it'll focus. And so for $50, you get 1 ounce, so it's definitely up there. But what I love about this foundation is definitely a hands foundation. And so you just get like a little, it's so gross. Just like a little dropper right there. And I just put maybe like a quarter amount in the back of my hand and kind of warm it up and then blend it in with my fingers. So here's the Chanel Velvet. As you can see, it definitely has like a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's pretty velvet. This will set as well. And it gives you a very light amount of coverage. There is a little bit of a fragrance to it. It smells kind of like peachy flowers, kind of grainy, but as soon as it sets, it goes away. And it truly is velvet, so it's not completely flat. There's a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's almost like a pearl sheen. It's just like, it barely catches the light. This is definitely not a long wearing foundation at all, but it doesn't break up on me. It kind of gets the same way the Dior Air Flash gets, is it'll get really shiny in some spots, but if I blot it, it won't break up, and if I wipe it, I can easily blend it out again with my fingers. So there are 10 shades, or 9 or 10 shades of this foundation, and they do go a little bit deeper than the Dior Air Flash, and they do focus a little bit more on undertone, but because it's such a lightweight foundation and the coverage is so light, I don't think they really focus on giving you so many shades because it will blend in. So because it is so limited in its shade range, I do hesitate to even mention this, but since it does match me, I do like the foundation itself. I just wish they would come out with more shades. So the next foundation I've been loving, but I only love it in the winter because this will break up on me in the summer, and it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills, what is this? The Stick Foundation. Now as you can see, I am at the end of this one. This is in the shade Natural. It matches me almost perfectly. It blends out very well. You can see there's where I blended it. You can still see some skin through, but it definitely gives you some coverage. I think you can definitely blend this up to a medium. So I think initially it's a light coverage. You can blend it up to a medium. And right off the bat, it'll give you like a skin-like finish. It's not velvet, it's not matte, it's not dewy, but it definitely gives you a skin-like finish. Even though it is a cream, I definitely try and lightly powder this, especially around my nose. I find that if you go too heavy with the powder, you can really cake up the foundation very easily, but if you go with a light layer, I think this foundation works very well for people. I would not consider this long wearing at all. I definitely try and wear it when it's just like, you know, a casual lunch or something in the daytime that I won't be at for a long time, because I think it looks really great in the sun. So you get 0.32 ounces for, I believe this is like $25. Obviously it seems like that's not a lot of product, but because it is so condensed, this will last you a long time. I use this pretty consistently for about 6 months before I need to repurchase. Now this foundation does come in so many shades, so many undertones, and so you definitely want to match yourself in store. I went through about 3 before I actually found my match because I ordered online. This can cling to dry patches, so I do suggest that you exfoliate first, but if you do that, I think this will wear beautifully. Now the next foundation comes from The Ordinary. Now it's The Ordinary Serum Foundation. Now there are 2 different kinds of foundation from them. They have the pigment foundation or the serum foundation. Now the serum foundation is the one I prefer. It's a little bit more lightweight. You can blend in with your fingers a little bit better, but the coverage is still there. It comes with this nice little pump. It definitely gives you a natural to dewy finish. It's a little bit more dewy, but it's very skin-like, and there are many shades to choose from and a lot of different undertones as well. I'm in the shade 2P. Now you can get this from Deciem, the actual like mother website of this. I'm not sure if Beautylish has it. I'm not sure if Sephora has it yet. I know they have their skincare products, but I'm not sure if they have their foundations. So it's $7 for 1 ounce, which is a great deal, especially for how like great the product is itself. It's not super long wearing, but it's also not something that I worry about breaking up on me. I do get a little bit shiny, especially in my T-zone, but I can just take some blotting papers or some extra powder and go right over it, and there's no issues. Okay, so now we're heading into the more like medium coverage, long wearing foundations that I love. So first I want to start with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So this right here is the shade Buff Beige 366C, and I believe it's only $7 for 1 ounce. Now it comes with this little paddle, which I'm like not the biggest fan of, but it does make applying it kind of easy. You can kind of just go like this and then paddle right in your face. Now the coverage is definitely like right off the bat. I feel like 1 layer of this would be like a high light coverage, but it's very easily medium. And I feel like you can blend it up to a full coverage. So as you can see there, you can still see some of my veins, but the majority of my hand is like a clean canvas. Now it's kind of like a natural finish, but it does set down. There are a whole bunch of shades of this, so you'll find something for everyone, and with a price range like that, it really can't be beat. I wear this typically more in like the spring and summer when I'm most oily, because I do sheer it out a little bit if I don't want like that full heavy coverage. Like, you know, on a summer day, you usually don't want anything on your face, but you do want that coverage. This is a great foundation for that. So this supposedly was tested in 7 different light conditions. I feel like flashback is definitely an issue, and if you wear a natural sun, it definitely is there. You can see it, but aside from that, it's really no big deal. I wear it out all the time. If you don't mind flashback, it shouldn't be an issue for you. But overall, for what you pay for this foundation, I think it's a great buy. Okay, you guys, so the next foundation I want to talk to you about is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. I almost forgot the name there. Now, this retails for about $12 to maybe $15, depending where you buy it. And you get 1 ounce. I cannot read. So as you can tell, the shade does not match me. This is when I am at my darkest self-tan shade, and it's in Sand Beige number 45. So this is definitely medium coverage right off the bat. You can tell it's not my shade right now. And it leaves maybe like a velvet finish, and it sets very quickly. Sometimes I don't even need to set this. It's definitely long wearing. I can wear it all day during the summer and barely have to touch it. And so there's also a great shade range, and so on top of that, I love this foundation. I do need to find it in my actual like all year shade because I would wear it more often, but I am very lazy. The one thing about it though, it does have titanium dioxide in it, which is a sunscreen, but that can cause some flashback, and so if you're wearing this, I would suggest wearing it during the day where you don't have to worry about flash photography. This is a great night foundation because of the coverage, and if you're looking for like a full coverage night out look, but I do try and stay away from this if I am taking photography with a flash. Okay, you guys, so my favorite foundation of all time, and it's a classic, you'll know it when you see it, is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. Now, the only drawback with this is it doesn't come with the pump. It comes with this little, I don't know, just open tube. It's nice and glass, and I think this retails for about $40, and you get 1 ounce. Now you can buy a separate MAC pump for this, however I do find that it clogs it very quickly, and so it kind of is just, you just have to get used to dumping it out, just take your time doing it. Now here's a very light layer on the back of my hand. Now what I love about this foundation is it really depends on your mood, so I put a very light layer, and you can almost barely see it. It's a very skin-like finish, but you can build it up to full coverage. And it's also not as matte as people think. I think right off the bat it definitely is a little bit more dewy looking, but it will set down, especially if you powder it. And it truly is budge proof. I can wear this forever and it will not come off, it'll not break up, it won't have like red spots everywhere, it will stay on all day. Now I think there are close to something like 40 shades of this. Now I am in the shade 2C3 Fresco. It's like a light medium with a cool undertone and it matches me almost perfectly. But rain, shine, day, night, I wear this foundation. You might have a little bit of flashback, but it's not the end of the world. If you blend it down your neck, you won't notice it at all. This is it. Favorite foundation of all time. Love this stuff. You heard it from me and like the rest of the world. Okay, you guys, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching my favorite foundations. I have to go wash my hands because I've been using this. But if you aren't already, be sure to subscribe and also be sure to hit that little notification bell to know when I upload and like this video for more videos like it. Thank you again so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.